How many minutes is he going to play, and how does he suit United's style of play? I just don't get the signing. It was a social media signing.
But you look at those three names and you just think, wow, Frank Lampard's done well to bring in so many good signings.
So here we are, mate. I'm pretty sure we might have the same winners of the window, because I have gone with... Before we get into this video, please make sure to subscribe to TotalSport. We need to get to 1,100 subscribers by the end of October. It's a tough ask, but please make sure to do it. It really, really helps us out. Thank you. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to TotalSport, and today we have another video with the Average Pundits, except it's an Average Pundit, singular. We have Reece with us. How are you, mate?
I'm good. Singular Average Pundit, but you know what? There's nothing average about this video, that's for sure. We're going to go in depth, dive in, and I'm glad to be back here on TotalSport and with your resident football visionary, Le Champion.
I decided, you know what? We're going to do a transfer window video. Who has won the transfer window? Which clubs in the Premier League? And with the home for all things Premier League, we have to get Reece on.
Well, when it comes to the worst business, you look towards the bottom end of the table right now. Although they've had some good results recently, they've been working really good. The worst business over the transfer window for me, West Ham United.
Ooh.
Now, this is because they haven't brought many players in. They already have the foundations of a great squad. I mean, Antonio is firing for them. The guy that they brought in that I think is a good signing, Thomas Souček, on a permanent. He was on loan there last year, I think, and they brought him in on a permanent deal. But they've sent out Felipe Anderson on loan, and they've let Diagana go to West Brom, which I think was a big mistake. I think they should have kept him. They should have kept him around. He's a very good young player that West Ham need in that team, especially letting Felipe Anderson go.
For me, there's only one team that's going to have this, and it's Burnley. Yeah, they haven't bought in. The only player they've bought in of note is Dale Stephens from Brighton.
I think I'm going to annoy a few City fans here.
Ooh.
I'm going to go for the one and only Nathan Ake. £41 million for Nathan Ake, someone who got relegated last year in an atrocious backline for Bournemouth.
He's also got the second worst aerial win percentage in the box behind Ruben Diaz in the Premier League. So that's going to be fun for anyone trying to get some crosses in against Man City, basically. I've gone with Ben Chilwell. I don't understand the hype with Ben Chilwell. I really don't. Every time I've watched him for Leicester, the only time I can recall, and I've been slating him for about 3 years, the only time I can recall him being truly excellent was away at Anfield last year. Leicester lost 2-1, and he was absolutely fantastic in that game. But that's the only time I can really recall anything, and I do watch a lot of Leicester. But I just think 50 million for Chilwell. United have got a far better deal in 15 million for Tellers, in my opinion. But to be fair to Chilwell, he is only 23. So he seems like he's been around forever. It's a bit like Trent. Now to go at the other end. I'm not Tim Wonnacott, but this is bargain hunt, mate. Who's been the best bargain this summer? I can always try, mate. Look, yeah, mate. Yeah, I got this sorted.
No, I've got a top two.
So have I, actually. So that's helpful.
The one I'll start with the one that I think is less surprising, and we just mentioned him, Alex Telles. 15 million for Alex Telles. Probably one of the best Brazilian left backs right now. Probably one of the best left backs in the world, if you're looking at it. Maybe third behind Robertson. If you look at it like that. Telles is a very good player. I mean, we've seen players come from the Portuguese league, come to the Premier League and flop. That has happened before. But then we've seen some come from the Portuguese league and thrive and
smash it, yeah.
Flourish. I'm not sure whether you're going to have this guy. You're wearing the shirt. You've got the posters in the background. I've had to fit Liverpool in somewhere. I've gone for Thiago at 25 million. He's a steal, a Champions League winning central midfielder. Thiago, I think, is arguably the bargain of the window.
Yeah, I do have Thiago in here as well. I've gone down the table for my other one, though, and I've gone for Eberechi Eze of QPR, who's gone to Crystal Palace. £16 million for a player who absolutely destroyed the Championship. And if you look at it in comparison to Ollie Watkins, for example, who has done well, started well, obviously, we won't mention that, who cost 30 million, you know, and Eze arguably was better than Watkins last season. And he suits their system down to the ground. He's hardworking, he's creative, and he's quick. I think he's got all the attributes to go right to the top. As Harry Redknapp said, he'll go right to the very top.
I've gone for a signing from Wolverhampton Wanderers. I've gone for Fabio Silva.
Football Manager, yes, mate.
Fabio Silva, I think he's got a lot of promise. He's extremely young. He's quite tall as well, so he's going to be good against Manchester City, isn't he? So get the crosses in. But yeah, I think Fabio Silva, is going to be potentially for me one for the future.
I've got two. One again is from Football Manager. It's Fofana, who's gone to Leicester. It is a signing that he will be very, very good for Leicester City. And I've also gone for Ryan Brewster for Sheffield United. He's going to be playing 38 games a season. He will score at least 10 goals in his first season. And I'm going to go 20 for next season. So, yeah, and then Liverpool will buy him back.
Chelsea fans, I'm sorry, it's Thiago Silva. The mistake against West Brom. Yeah, the mistake against West Brom was kind of the sort of the nail in the coffin to say that you passed it. I was close to putting Edinson Cavani, but we haven't seen him play yet, so that's sort of where I lie.
That's a very good transition, mate, because you have picked the one that I am going for, the man in the thumbnail, Edinson Cavani. You know, he's right up there with one of the best strikers of the last decade. Honestly, I watched him live last year. Best player on the pitch for PSG against Rennes. They lost. And yeah, he was excellent, but I just don't know what it's going to be like. How many minutes is he going to play, and how does he suit United's style of play? I just don't get the signing. It was a social media signing from for the fans. I don't know. It's a really weird one for me.
I don't think anyone is as good of crap cleaners as Everton this year. If you look at their release list, so many players. Morgan Schneiderlin's gone out as well to Nice. They've got Stecklenburg, who's gone out to Ajax. Marcello's gone to FC Twente. They've now shipped out Moise Keane, who hasn't really been that great for Everton. So I think also they've sent Theo Walcott out on loan to Southampton. They've got rid of Feeney, Denny, Folds, a load of players that they don't exactly need. Luke Garbutt,
who?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. A world-class team, and there's no room for players like that.
I've gone with Chelsea. Alvaro Morata, Bakayoko, William Pedro, Zappacosta, Loftus-Cheek, Barkley, Batshuayi, and Van Ginkel. But most of them are on loan. But again, it's shipping out the. Did you know Lewis Baker still plays for them? Finally, the big top five at the end, mate. We're going to rank who has won the transfer window from 5th to 1st now. So in 5th place, I have gone for Arsenal. Okay, I think they have secured one of the signings of the window in Thomas Partey. Okay, I think party time is fully happening. I absolutely adored this player when he played for Atletico Madrid. Destroyed Anfield last season. He was excellent, especially in the following half an hour from the extra time. I think it's a position that they've been wanting since Patrick Vieira left the club, which is 15 years, which is just crazy to think like he'd been without that sort of player for 15 years. Yes, you know, they probably need. Do they need a forward maybe to go alongside Aubameyang? But apart from that, mate, I think they've done a solid under Mikel.
Yeah, I'm actually going to agree with you on that one. As my number 5, Arsenal. Thomas Partey sold it for me. Bringing in Willian as well on a free, I think that's going to be good. I realised the big mistake that I chose choosing him as the worst signing in the window for in your guys' video. So I agree with Arsenal.
Yeah, so in 4th place, I've gone with a controversial one. I've gone for Sheffield United. Now, not many people will have put this, but I just think they're building a squad that is good enough for the Premier League in the long term. Yes, they've had a pretty shoddy start to the season, and Chris Wilder will be the first to admit that. But Ryan Brewster, as I've already mentioned, okay, he will score goals wherever he is, whatever level. Ramsdale, yet to prove himself, but he's still young. He can still improve. Ollie Burke, always threatened for West Brom. Bogle and Lowe for £3.5 million each from Derby. That is crazy for English premium. That is mental. They also got Koulibaly from Salzburg and Foderingham and Ampadu on loan from Chelsea, who's going to be a good, cracking player in the future. They also got rid of Ravel Morrison, Leon Clark, Callum Robinson, and Luke Freeman. Mate, apart from not having Dean Henderson there, I think they are set for a long time in the Premier League.
I mean, I might have a surprising one. I just think maybe it is, as you said, with the Cavani signing, a social media one. However, I think Spurs, have had a good transfer window based on the fact that they brought in Reguilon and they've also brought another attacking option in Gareth Bale. This is, I mean, I think they could have done better with offloading Dele Alli. Kind of controversial, but maybe true. And
don't forget, they've also got Doherty and Carlos Vinicius as well, who've just come in, and Højbjerg as well. While in third place, I've gone with Liverpool. A lot of people were crying out for a signing. We needed a backup left back, we needed someone to back up the front three, and we needed a central midfielder. What did we get? We got a left back, a backup for the front three, and a central midfielder, and they're all of very, very good quality. Unfortunately, two of them have had coronavirus, which doesn't help. But Thiago, we could just see in 45 minutes what a world-class player he is. Costas Tsimikas looks very, very good backup for Andy Robertson. And Diogo Jota is a pressing machine. He will be excellent in the future.
For me, I've gone for Newcastle United. I think their business has been unreal this year. Bringing in Jamal Lewis, who Liverpool were linked with, bringing in Ryan Fraser, who Arsenal really wanted, Callum Wilson. And I mean, this is what I was talking about with when I was talking about Nathan Ake. Newcastle got the better deal with Bournemouth getting relegated. And also bringing in Jeff Hendrick as well, who got off to a fantastic start in their first game of the season. So Newcastle for me, I think they've done really well. I think they're going to do really well with these signings. Callum Wilson's the goal threat that Newcastle needed. Joelinton's not good enough. And I think, Newcastle have had a really, really, really good summer.
I've actually also included Newcastle.
Hey.
But they're not in the first position. They are in second. As you said, I'm just going to echo everything you said, really. They needed a striker. They've needed a striker. When was Loic Remy was probably the last really good striker they had?
Yeah.
Like, that's what they needed. They needed a striker and they got him. You know what I mean? Papi Cisse had a half a season. Demba Ba had 2 seasons. Loic Remy had 1 season. That's probably the last time they actually had a really good striker at the top level, apart from like Dwight Gale, obviously in the Championship.
In second for me, I have gone with Chelsea. They needed a left back, let's be honest, but bringing in Chilwell was probably the wrong choice, as we've already said. Maybe a Telles or a Grimaldo would have been better for the price. But when it comes to Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Ziyech, it's unreal, those signings. I mean, Thiago Silva is decent as well, but you look at those 3 names and you just think, wow. Frank Lampard's done well to bring in so many good signings and so much good talent that I think it's going to be damning for them to see that they're going to have to try and sort of create chemistry together, which is going to be a downfall of them. It's going to take a season or 2 to get used to each other. But Chelsea, I think, has had a really, really good summer as well.
Yeah. So here we are, mate. I'm pretty sure we might have the same winners of the window. Because I have gone with Carlo Ancelotti's Everton. Yeah, you're nodding. The Merseyside rivals, unfortunately, have had a unbelievable window. Again, they've addressed their problems. That's where we need to go. They got in 3 midfielders, which have changed the game. Alan Doucouré and James Rodriguez. Different gravy to Tom Davis, Schneiderlin, and people like that. Don't forget, they've also offloaded Walcott, who, again, has never hit the ground running at Goodison Park. As you mentioned, they got rid of all the deadwood. Ben Godfrey as well. I'm not sure about that. That's the one I'm really not sure of. But apart from that, it's the three midfielders which have just changed Everton so much.
Yeah, absolutely. James Rodriguez is coming in and arguably one of the best midfielders in the last, at the beginning of the season. Alan is going to be one of the best central midfielders. When you look at the Premier League, you look at defensive midfielders, you look towards Fabinho and Wilfred Ndidi. Now we've got Alan to add to that list, and what a player Alan is. And Abdoulaye Doucouré, all of those three are adding a lot more to the defensive side, which then allows Carlo Ancelotti to help Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who is on fire right now. And that's what Carlo Ancelotti is doing. He's genuinely, potentially top 3 managers in the Premier League, and it's unreal that he's at Everton.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. So Everton are our winners of the window. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been a real pleasure to have Reece with us. Make sure you go and subscribe to the Average Pundits. They need just 14 to go and get to 100 subscribers, which, they need. I'm backing you to get it done by the end of October. So not by the end of the year. I'm going to try and get you to 100 by the end of October. Let's get that happening. But yeah, where can we follow you all on socials, my friend?
Right, you can go to us on Twitter at Pundits Average. It's backwards because Twitter hate the Average Pundits. Our Instagram is the Average Pundits, and you can find us on Facebook as well. If you want to come on our podcast, make sure to hit us on our email address, theaveragepundits@outlook.com.
Yeah, go do that. Thank you very much, mate. And subscribe to TotalSport, everybody, if you haven't already. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.